This session has been designed for you to do only after you've learnt the exercises from the previous sessions. Referring back to the DVD booklet will remind you of guidelines and important information, including monitoring for any early signs of lymphedema. We'll be showing you 3 different versions of each exercise, so you choose the level that you're feeling most comfortable in. If you still feel tight and prefer some seated exercise options, follow Sally. She'll be demonstrating the easiest exercise versions. If you're comfortable extending the exercises a little bit further, keep your eye on Mel. If you've had a high degree of exercise fitness and flexibility before your surgery, you might like to follow me in more advanced versions of each exercise. We'll start with our basic setup. Place your hands where it's most comfortable for you to feel the movement of your breath. Inhale through your nose and fill your lungs with air. Exhale and squeeze all the air out and feel your ribcage soften. Inhale to breathe. Exhale and sink those ribs down as you squeeze the air out. Inhale through the nose. Exhale and feel your stomach muscles tighten slightly as you exhale. One more. Inhale through the nose. Exhale and float your arms down beside you. See the clock on the ceiling and rock your hips up towards 12 and let your hips relax down towards 6. Scoop the tailbone just off the floor and then let it release back. Let your shoulders ride with you. Scoop the tailbone just up and hold. Release back the other way. Neck and shoulders riding along as you scoop up. Tailbone lengthens down on the floor. And then find that spot in the middle, which is your neutral spine. Now tip your nose down and feel that lengthening to the back of your neck. And allow that nose to float back up to the ceiling. Your eyes glide along the ceiling, lengthening to the back of the neck as you tip, and let it release. Shoulders stay wide as we mobilize that neck slightly. Float that nose back up. Now shrug your shoulders up towards your ears, sliding along the floor. And feel those bones sliding down on your back as you pull through the arms. Inhale as they shrug up towards your ears. Stay long through the back of the neck as they glide back down. Inhale as you slide them up. Fingertips reach down towards your heels as you extend. Shoulders stay wide as you lift. Drop the shoulders away and carry your arms slightly out to the side. Pivot from the top of your shoulder to open your hands out so your palms face the ceiling. And then roll them in. Roll the top of the shoulder open and then fold those hands down into the floor. Feel that pivoting action from your shoulder as you roll them in and out. Arms are nice and supported on the floor, chest wide. Let the arms relax down beside you. Slide your hands in, tuck your elbows up and rotate your palms so they're facing down. We're pivoting from the top of your shoulder to open the hands out. And then draw your thumbs back to the center. Feel the movement happen from the top of the shoulder, opening across the chest. Draw your thumbs back up to the middle. Stay wide across the shoulders and long through the back of the neck. Squeeze those hands back to the center, and now pivot so the palms face in. It's the back of your hand that opens out to the floor, opening through the chest, and draw the fingertips up. Soften through your ribs as you open those hands. There's no tension through your neck. Pull your palms back into the center. One more. Open through the chest, let those hands drift to the floor. Squeeze them back up. Turn so the palms are facing you. One more set. Open through the chest, let the thumbs drop down, squeeze your little fingers in. Stay long through the back of the neck, soften the rib cage, and then draw those hands back up. Feel that nice clean rotation through your shoulder as you open those hands. Draw them back to the middle. Rotate so your palms are facing in. We're reaching your hands up towards the ceiling so your shoulders lift off the floor and drop the shoulders back into the mat. Inhale as you stretch up. Exhale and feel that width across the chest as they drop. Inhale, squeeze the fingertips up. Exhale, stay long through the back of the neck as they drop. One more. Inhale, squeeze. Rib cage soft. Exhale to relax. Now choose your option. Either holding your surgery arm to support it, single arm following Mel, or double arm following me. Exhale as you tip the arms gently back behind you to get a gentle stretch. Lift the arms back up in front of your chest. Exhale as you tip the arms behind you. Breathe in as you carry them back up to the ceiling. Exhale, soften the ribs, stay wide across the chest as you go for that stretch. Bring the arms back up in front of you, stay long through your neck. Exhale, use the weight of those arms to take it into that stretch. Armpit shining to the ceiling, squeeze them back up in front. Squeeze the shoulders back as you release. Inhale to float them back up. Exhale, nice and easy through the throat, wide across the shoulders. Pick the arms up from underneath the armpits to lift up to the ceiling. Opening across the chest, let the arms float out to the side, slightly lower than your shoulder line, and then draw the fingertips up, lowering them down to your chest. Breathe in as they lift. Exhale to feel that stretch across the front. Inhale to lift the hands up, lower them back down. Inhale to lift. Exhale, feel that gentle pull across the chest. Float the fingertips up, neck staying long. Inhale, stretch the arms up to the ceiling. Carry the arms slightly lower than your shoulder line to stay out of your neck. Arms lift up. Again, you're making the choice, either fingertips to your shoulders for your elbow circles, staying long through your arms for arm circles, or tipping the hands forward and back, keeping your elbows glued on the floor. Stretching across that chest, circle the arms through. Breathe in as they circle back. Exhale as they circle around. Soften through the rib cage. Inhale as they carry behind. Exhale as they sweep through. And float the hands down. Make sure your heels are tucked in slightly for this next one. We're going to exhale and scoop your tailbone off the floor to roll up to the back of your shoulders, nice and long through those knees. Exhale and melt the spine smoothly down into the floor. Take a breath in. Exhale, scoop that tailbone off the floor, stay wide across the shoulders, lengthening out through those knees, all 10 toes pressing into the floor. Keep your shoulders relaxed, nice and long through the neck as you melt that spine down all the way into the floor. Either stay with this or add some arms. Scooping up in the stomach, roll the tailbone. Stay up there and lift the arms up to the ceiling. As you exhale, melt the back of your ribs down into the floor. Keep your nose tipping down, stretching the arms behind your head as your tailbone rolls into the floor. Bring the arms back up in line with your chest. Exhale, keep your chest wide as you scoop and roll those hips off the floor. Hands float down beside you, feel the weight of those arms into the mat, and then melt that spine one vertebrae at a time down into the floor, shoulders staying away from your ears. One more. Roll those hips up. Inhale. Pivot from the shoulders to carry the fingertips to the ceiling. Hang from those hands and roll the spine down. Stretch the arms behind you, keeping your nose tipping down. Arms carry to the ceiling. Chest stays wide. Scoop the tailbone off the floor, reaching long out through those knees. Drop your arms down past the hips and feel the weight of those arms heavy in the floor. Melt that spine one vertebrae down at a time, melting the tailbone into the mat. Open your arms out slightly and breathe in. Tip your knees down to a low diagonal line, shoulders staying heavy on the floor. Feel that gentle twist. Take a breath. Exhale and pull your waist back into the floor and draw your knees back up. Breathe in. Exhale and draw those knees down to one side, keeping the stomach in tight, shoulders heavy on the floor. Breathe in. Keep those shoulders against the mat as you draw those knees back to the center. Inhale. Exhale. Tip those knees down to a long diagonal line from your shoulder through your hip down through your knee. You can stay here with your shoulders heavy on the floor or extend your top leg away, nice and long and low out through that hip, or a little bit more of a hamstring stretch. Keep your shoulders facing the ceiling. Bend that knee in. Pull back through your waist to draw those knees back up to the ceiling, shoulders staying heavy. Take a breath. Roll those knees down to that low diagonal line, tightening the stomach to support that twist. Either stay here and relax into those shoulders, or extend that top leg, A diagonal line from your shoulder down through your hip and out through your foot. Breathe. Bend that knee back in. Stay long through your waist, shoulders heavy. Pull back to the center. Gently bring yourself up to sitting now. We're going to be doing some seated work, so if you're comfortable sitting on the floor, stay there. Otherwise, feel free to come up onto a chair or sit on the edge of your bed. We're sitting up nice and tall, up out of your waist. You can have your hands lightly resting on your knees or underneath your thighs for some support. Take a breath in. Exhale. Curl your hips underneath and find that C curve in front of the body. Tailbone tucks under. Take a breath in. Exhale. Feel your stomach tighten. Rock yourself forward over your legs and stack up tall out through the crown of your head. Breathe in. Exhale, curl your tailbone under to make that C curve in front of the body. Keep your chest wide. Inhale. Exhale, scooping that stomach to come forward over your legs, stretching up through the crown of your head. Exhale. Try to keep your chest wide so you don't collapse as you lean back. It's only small. Inhale. Exhale, keep that stomach pulling back as you come forward over the top of your legs and roll back up through your spine to sit. Place your hands where you feel most comfortable and rotate your rib cage around to one side. Inhale. Exhale and pivot. Try to bring your chest and your shoulders around. Inhale through the center. Exhale, feel your waist pulling back to bring your shoulders and head through. Inhale and pivot to the center. Exhale, pulling back. Rotate to see the wall behind you. Inhale to come to center. Your lower body stays still. Rotate the other way. Come back to face the front. Stay tall through your spine as you rotate. Exhale and pivot. Shoulders wide, head floating to the ceiling. Inhale to come through the middle. Exhale, feel that rotation through your torso, chest stays wide. Inhale, come through the middle. Tuck your elbows in, feel the backs of your shoulders work as you pivot one hand back, turn to see that hand, and swivel back to the front. Initiate from the back of your shoulder to open that hand and turn the head, squeezing back to the middle. Stay lifted up out of your waist, rotate, pressing that hand away if you wish. Shoulder stays away from your ear. Come back to the middle. And float your arms out in front of you, slightly lower than your shoulder line. Keep your head lifted to the ceiling as you curl your hips under, scooping back in the stomach. Take a breath. Exhale, rock yourself forward over those legs, shoulders away from your ear, and stack up tall. Exhale, curl your hips underneath. If you wish, you can open the chest or float the arms, but keep the shoulders away from your ears. Stomach in tight as you come forward over those legs. Roll up through the spine, float the head up to the ceiling, shoulders relaxed. Curl your hips as you exhale, either stay facing forward or open that chest to one side. Keep that stomach pulling in tight as you rock forward over those legs. Breathe in as the head floats to the ceiling. Exhale, curl it back. Feel that nice scoop in the stomach, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale as you rock forward over those legs and roll yourself back up. If you're sitting on the floor, you could either cross your legs or have one leg in front and tuck the other one behind. If you're sitting up on a chair or your bed, prop one leg out to the side for support, carry your arm to the ceiling, and lean slightly forward as you stretch over. Top arm is floating to the ceiling. Drop your shoulder away from your ear and use your waist to draw yourself back up. Inhale as the arm floats up, shoulder stays away from your ear. Give yourself some support as you tip up and over and stretch through that top side. Arm floats to the ceiling, stomach draws you up, shoulders dropping down on the back. And we'll go the other side. Inhale and lift your arm to the ceiling. Lean slightly forward as you stretch that top side. Arm carries up, drop the shoulder away from your ear. Use your stomach to pull you back up to sitting. Breathe in as the arm reaches up. Exhale as you stretch up and over the top, stretching through your rib cage. Arm carries up to the side. Lift yourself up nice and tall. You can either stay seated or come up to standing and lean yourself up against a wall. Take a breath in. We're peeling our spine down slowly, curling over the top, hands supporting on your knees or letting them hang down gently towards the floor. Head is heavy. Inhale. Exhale and slowly curl yourself back up, shoulders dropping away from your ears and head lifts up to the ceiling. Exhale and curl over the top, stomach in tight. You can stay in this curve or bring your hands to your knees, squeeze your shoulders into the center of your back. Lift your chest up to a high diagonal, so you're looking up to that high corner, shoulders open. Exhale, curl your hips underneath, scoop up in the stomach, articulate up through the spine to come to standing. Exhale, roll yourself down, pull that stomach in tight, supporting the weight on your arms if you need to. Shoulder blades roll into the center of your back. Extend out through that spine for that stretch across your chest. Exhale, scooping in that stomach and let your head tip down. Roll yourself all the way up to standing, and we'll stretch the shoulders. Start by bringing your arm across your chest and stretching the back of your shoulder, assisting with your other hand. Or tip that hand behind your back and lift your elbow to the ceiling to get that stretch through your tricep. Or tuck your hands together and float your fingertips to the ceiling. Swap over sides. Chest stays wide. Take a breath. Either bring your arm across the body to feel that stretch to the outside of your shoulder. Fingertips to the back of your shoulder and think of pulling your elbow up towards the ceiling for a tricep stretch. Or linking your fingers and pressing your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Keep your shoulders dropping down on the back. Float the arms down. Relax the shoulders. We'll do one last roll down to finish. Crown of the head will tip forward, stomach in tight. Soften your rib cage and roll the spine down slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Support yourself on your knees if you still need to. Take a breath in at the bottom. And as you exhale, lift up in the stomach. Curl yourself up slowly, one vertebrae at a time, through your lower back, middle back, shoulders drop away from your ears, chest nice and wide, head floats up to the ceiling to finish.